Hello everyone, March 11th. Continuing with the deload. When you train like 2 sessions a day, deload becomes just, one session. So I'm not losing too much. And I kind of tune the intensity up. Like I squat and deadlift today. That's it. That's all I did. Squat and deadlift. I squatted 275 for triples. I think 2 sets of 275. Which feels okay. I mean, it's not the best. It's also not the worst. But what really surprised me was the deadlift. So it's hitting. Usually I just do triples. So I was doing three. How much was I doing? 335. Right. It was a regular weight. I every time I do deadlift, I do it once a week, and every time I do it, I usually hit around 335. Sometimes I'll go a little bit heavier, 345, 355. That's about it. But today, after I do 335, I think I did maybe 2 sets, 2 or maybe 3 sets on it. I think 2 sets on it, and I feel like what, my back feels good today. So and I want to do 355, but I was not able to because there's no extra pair of tens. There's no way to be found. So I just screw it. I'm just gonna do 365, and I did. Did I do a double or did I do a single at three? I think I did a double. No, wait. Yeah, maybe a double on 365. I feel like, wow, that feels good. And then I just go straight ahead and hit a 385 for a single. Pretty easy, honestly. Like if I wanted to, I think today I can hit 405. I won't say pretty easy, but definitely I have 405 in me today. So yeah, feel the deload, which is good, but my wrist is still hurting. This wrist injury from last Friday, of pushing too hard is really annoying. I mean, I essentially hurt 2 parts of my right hand. So I tore open I can call it tore open a callus on my middle finger. But that one healed pretty fast. I think 2 days, and I don't feel pain anymore. And so that was Sunday. I don't feel pain anymore. And yesterday was okay. I mean, even I did clean yesterday. I didn't re-tear, and then today I think it's almost completely healed. So that was fast, but the wrist is giving me trouble. So yesterday was feeling okay, but I cleaned in the morning, and it starts to feel a little bit, kind of getting a bit worse. But I think it was the evening that gets even worse, the worse than morning. Because the evening I have to kind of reposition my home gym. That's a problem. When you set up the gym and you put things on top of carpet, and things just the carpet doesn't have as much friction, and things just start moving around. So that's one, and also the mat just start moving on top of the wood. I mean, I don't have this problem in the past because I nail everything down, but right now I'm just too lazy. I don't want to nail things down because I nail it down. If I move, I have to get the nails out, and that was not a pleasant experience. So I just don't want to do it. And the consequence of not doing it, not nailing it down, is just I have to readjust the position because the wood and the horse store mat, it just start moving around, right? And then the things you start having gaps, like really huge gaps, and I think every 3 to 4 months I have to reorient everything. This time is only 3 months. I think because I remember last time I did it was in December, end of December. So it's less than 3 months. I have to reorient it. So yeah, I reoriented, and the horse store mats are freaking heavy. I have two. It's like full size. Dude, those are heavy as hell, and it's really hard to get a hold on. And I have a hurt wrist. So I think I kind of sort of re-injured it yesterday on that. So today the wrist is giving me a little bit of trouble. Like when I was getting food, I have to hold the bowl in one hand and the other hand to scoop the food. It's really, I can't do it because if I hold the bowl with my left hand, which is healthy, my right hand couldn't scoop because just the weight of the food, it hurts my wrist. But if I swap, say I hold my bowl in my right hand and use my left to scoop, then the bowl is too heavy. Like I couldn't hold it. So I just cannot do supination on my right wrist. And it's really bothering me. But I think tomorrow the wrist will feel better and I definitely will do clean. I have to do both in the morning. And hopefully, I don't re-injure it too much, right? Don't re-injure it too much. But there's no way I have to do it, right? I have to do it. I mean, it's deload, and I'm not weightlifting every single day. So I'm doing Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I'm gonna do the weightlifting, and then Tuesday and Thursday I'm gonna squat. And that's such a good question. Do you want to squat and deadlift? Do you want to deadlift 2 times? Honestly, I don't. I only want to deadlift once. So I think Thursday I'm gonna squat again, front squat, right? I'm gonna front squat, and I am going to maybe do clean pull or snatch pull. Now that means I have to get another pulling maybe tomorrow, right? I'll do a clean pull maybe on Friday. I think Friday I'll do clean pull on Friday, and tomorrow will just be the same. Snatch, clean and jerk. I do some abs and do some upper body. Call it a day. Thursday I'll front squat, heavy, triple, right? Triple or double. We'll do heavy, and we'll do snatch pull. And on Friday we do snatch, clean and jerk, and a clean pull, and that's it, right? That will be the deload week. We'll feel good. All right, let's do today's challenge. Maximum count of positive integers and negative integers. Hey, what the hell? It doesn't allow me to copy and paste? Interesting. All right, given nums, it's already sorted. Return the maximum between the number of positive integers and the number of, what does it mean by the maximum between the number of? If the number of positive integers is pos and the number of negatives is neg, then return the maximum. Oh, the count, the maximum of the count. Oh yeah, you just do 0 then, right? You just do 0 because it asks you to do O log n. So your binary is such 0. So in C++, I think there's an upper bound and a lower bound. So you do an upper bound, so you find all the positive. You do a lower bound, you find all the negative, and you return the maximum of the two. Right, it's strict negative and strict positive. So basically we say, let's see if I can do this without referring to the documentation, because I think I've done binary search a couple times. All right, so basically I can say, let's do auto, positive iterator, right? So it shall be nums dot or std upper bound. Yeah, there we go. Upper bound nums dot, I think it's probably this, nums dot and 0. And there's an int, call it I, should be positive it minus, I probably can do this. Directly minus nums dot begin. So this can give me immediately, right? So int positive index, right? And then we say negative index lower bound. Again, no, it's begin. Oh, negative index. All right. Lower bound nums dot begin, nums dot end, and we do 0 as well, and minus nums dot begin. But I think it should be a little bit different. So upper bound, if it's a 0, it will move on to the next one, right? Lower bound will just point to the 0. So if I wanted to point into the actual thing, and that's fine, and we just return std max. So the number of, so be num.size, right, -1 minus positive index plus 1. So it will be like this, right? And lower bound, oh, it's just negative index. No matching for call. What do you mean no matching for call? I have no idea. Well, we'll run it, see what happened. No matching for call. I don't know what that means. But I cannot do this. Unsigned long. I have to do an int. Huh, okay. There's a type mismatch. Binary search to find the position of the first positive and the first and the last negative. We can call this login. Alright, that was not bad. It's pretty simple. Brute force will be ON. Binary search. Okay. So we're done with this, and let's hit this one. Okay. So the method we want is to count. So again, we need to read this one again, right? So we have a circle of, just 0, 1. And alternating group is every k continuous tiles with alternating. So yeah, k continuous has to be alternating, except the first and the last one has a different color from its left and the right. The number of alternating groups. So here we have k equals 3, so we need to check every 3, every 3, every 3, every 3. So we have 0, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, right? So what we want to find is I think the method I use is just the sliding window, and I keep track to see if it's alternating. But I remember the editorial has a much better idea, right? I think the editorial has a much better idea, which is to keep track of something. I forgot what is keeping track of. I think it's to keep track of the number of tiles that are alternating. So you move towards the right, so each time if it's good, then you keep track, and the first time when it's the same, then you can find whatever it is, right? And then keep track, and then you'll loop around. You'll loop around. What's the check on the loop around? Well, loop around, you will go for another k minus 1, right? You loop around, go for k minus 1, which means you'll extend all the way to k minus 2. Right, so 0 to k minus 2 is k minus 1. So that's the last one you do. So we write first loop all the way, right, all the way towards this. And then we remember what it is, so we go to the second one. But I feel like I can do, yeah, just do that. I think those should be fine. I've been writing a lot of Python these days. It's not ideal. I want to write a different languages, but that's okay. All right, so we can say, so we have a res, right? And we have the length is also 0. And then for I range len colors, right? Say 1 to len colors. Length should be 1, right? Because we have the first one. Say if colors I is not equal to colors I minus 1, then length plus plus. All right. Else, if they are the same, okay, then we have the previous length, then we say res plus equal to length is a k. All right, how many do we get? I think it's length minus k. So if I have 5 and I say we have 3, all right, so I have 1, 2, 3. And if I have 2, if I have 4, I just 1, 2. So it's length minus k, right? Length minus k plus 1, I think, right? If it's 1, you get all 5. If it's 2, you get 4. All right, if it's 3, you get 3. If it's 4, you get 2. If it's 5, you get 1. So yeah, so we do that. So we update the length, and then what? And then we need to set the length to 1. Right, we set the length to yeah, or set the length to 1. In fact, to make it easier, I think I can just do this, because if we don't have enough length, then it will become negative, right? And the only one will become 0 if length is k plus 1, right? If length is k minus 1, right? If k minus 1, then it's also not going to work. Okay, so length equal to 1. And now we go through all that. Once we're done, and then we shall say, so this is a loop around. actually I can do that for I in range. This one all the way to k, right? But we go to k minus 1. No, I think it should be k minus 1, right? Because I cannot, if I go to range k, which means I hit k minus 1, and from 0 to k minus 1, that's k, right? So we do that. Same thing, I is not equal to colors I minus 1, which is fine because it will be -1, which will help us loop around. Then we say length plus equal 1, else rest plus equal to maximum 0, length minus k plus 1, and then length equal to 1. And then we'll return rest. Alright, so why can't we make these two, put these two together? I don't understand. So I think what you should do is plus k minus 1, right? And what we do here is I mod, oh, I do need the n len colors. Right, so I mod n. And this is I minus 1 mod n, because I start with 1, so it will never be. And then I don't have to do this, right? Then I can just return rest and call it a day. This is from the editorial. We keep track of the size of the length of an alternating stretch, right? An alternating stretch of numbers. The simplicity also allows us to easily wrap around, right? Using modulo. Okay, let's take a look. Hopefully this one is good. If it's good, I'll be a happy man. Looks solid. Let's submit it. Ooh, got some problem. Alright, 0, 1, 1. K equal to 3. Answer should be 0. Answer should be 1. One, 0, 1. Oh. Wait, hold a second. So I'm going to n and k minus 1. So it should be fine, because when it gets out, let's see, n is 3, right? 3 plus 3 minus 1 is 5, right? So 0, 1, 2, well, we'll go 5. Oh, maybe it should be a mod. Yeah, n minus 1. So now with the n, it'll come back to 0. Oh, I think it's when it gets out. Yeah, I think that's the case. You have to do it one more time, because you might not hit it yet exactly. There we go. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okay, this is good. Nah, I don't really think I can memorize this, but hopefully it'll leave some impression. Okay, so this one's good. All right, that will be it. We cleared out this. So now this is the problem. All right, this one still we have a problem. I still couldn't do this. I was trying to think about this the other night, but I think halfway through the thinking, I just fell asleep. So I know this is DP. I think we even read through the instructions, right? And I have this. I don't quite understand. They say DPIJ is the I represents the last remaining element. The last remaining element, and J represents the start index of the current prefix. Like, I don't understand what that means, but we do know that you need two indices to represent a state. So this one basically, you remove 3, right? And after you remove 3, you have something left. So what I'm thinking is, after you remove 3, you will have the next index, right? The next index. So we can basically compute, here's what I'm thinking, you can compute the minimum number of steps, a minimum cost to reach, because to reach this, right, it must be something in the previous, it must be like 3 in the previous, and you remove 2, then you got 1 left, right? You got 1 left. So that could be the state. Given this, given we are at J, what's the minimum cost of removing everything such that we have I left? So that's kind of my DPIJ. But starting from here, I was not able to make much progress. So we'll see if today we can make progress on this. But anyway, that's good enough for today. I think I'm gonna wash dishes, do some vacuum, and go to bed. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Adios.